Welcome back. You're still tuned into Midcap Radar. The big story now, the political crisis in Bangladesh is likely to benefit the Indian textile industry as international buyers may shift focus to alternative markets like India. Indian garment makers, Gokuldas Exports, Lux Industries, Nitin Spinners, all of them are trading higher. These are considered to be the beneficiaries of the Bangladesh +1 supply chain. We spoke with Monte Carlo Fashions and head of Indian Textpreneurs Federation, and both believe this crisis will be sentiment positive for India. Listen in.
There is a positive and there is a negative also, because we also export a lot of cotton yarn and cotton fabrics to Bangladesh that might get impacted. But at the same time, we also import, some of the brands import garments from Bangladesh. But yes, because other countries, when they look at Bangladesh, they will definitely look for Bangladesh +1 country, and India is the only alternative which can substitute Bangladesh in garments.
Bangladesh built a robust ecosystem in apparel manufacturing. Their monthly run rate of apparel exports is in the range of $3.8 to $4 billion. Their ambition of achieving $50 billion exports is a commendable one. And due to these incidents, definitely some kind of a setback, at least in terms of sentiments they will face from international buyers. The buyers will naturally develop a kind of fear over the delivery times, because in apparel manufacturing as well as in supply chain, delivery times are very crucial. This kind of turbulence will create a small kind of a fear among buyers, and they may try to divert some portion of orders to countries like India, particularly in cotton apparels. We also have a strong export presence in Bangladesh in terms of yarn and our fabrics. Monthly, approximately around 3 crore kgs of yarn we are exporting, including fabrics. Our monthly run rate is around 1,000 crores per month to Bangladesh. Bangladesh don't have a strong manufacturing capability in yarn. So for their apparel export ambition, India is the right partner to supply yarn and fabrics. So quick recovery of Bangladesh is also very important for the healthy operation condition of spinning and fabric sector here. We are hearing from the ground from Bangladesh, they may come back in a week time, at least in the factory operation levels. So that will be good for spinning sector.
Well, we just heard from Monte Carlo Fashions and the Indian Textpreneurs Federation about how this particular development in Bangladesh could impact the Indian cotton and yarn ecosystem. To discuss more on this, we have Atul Ganatra, the President of the Cotton Association of India, joining us now. Good afternoon, Mr. Ganatra. First of all, thank you so much for joining us. Give us your first take on how this particular development can impact the Indian ecosystem.
Yeah, good afternoon. Accordingly to me, there will be no much of impact on these issues. In fact, for cotton, as far as cotton is concerned, we are doing export to Bangladesh, but it is the end of season, so no much impact of cotton will be there. There will be a little impact on yarn exporters will be there, but it is a very big positive news for the garment industry, and I believe garment industry will do very good, and the lot of international brands which are buying at present from Bangladesh, they will turn to India due to this. Again and again, there is certain issues are coming. So I feel there will be a shifting of international big brands from Bangladesh to India, and that will be a very positive news for Indian garment industry. If you look at today, this news, our industry is taking it positively, because if you see most of the stocks of the garment industry and textile industry like Nitin, KPR, Vardhman, Welspun, Alok, SP, and many more are doing today 5 to 15% stocks are up. So I believe this will be a very positive for the Indian garment industry. Also, Bangladesh is dumping lot of cheap rate clothes to Indian market, and if that will be stopped, that will be also benefit to Indian cloth market. Yes, please.
Okay, all right, we'll get that. Thank you for your insights here. Mr. Ganatra, I wanted to understand, we were speaking to Monte Carlo as well today. They indicated that it will be negative for the yarn industry maybe because if a lot of it goes to Bangladesh, and now that some of the factories would be shut, that would mean excess supply in the country itself. I wanted to understand if there's any data of how much cotton and yarn do we export to Bangladesh. You're saying it's end of the season. What are the estimates that we have for the next season in that case?
Yeah. You see, this year, Indian cotton export will be around 28 lakh bales. Out of this, 20 lakh bales will be exported to Bangladesh. And our almost quota of Bangladesh is already done. And it is now slack season. Coming 2 months, it will be no much cotton exports will be there to the Bangladesh. Our new season will start from 15th October. And I hope till that Bangladesh situation will improve. But about yarn, you see, Bangladesh don't have any raw material, much of cotton. They are not having any cotton growing in the country. They are depend on India, USA, Australia, Brazil. As far as yarn, we do 25 to 30% of our yarn export to mainly to the Vietnam, Bangladesh and China. But if yarn export will little slow down, but our cloth and garments movement will improve far better than what we are doing now. So one side there will be a little drop, but other side we are expecting this will be a very much positive to our textile industry.
Mr. Ganatra, a two-part question, as a follow-up to that. Number one, how do you see prices of cotton as well as yarn, moving at least in the near term on the back of this sudden development that's happened? And number two, while you say it is a positive for Indian garment manufacturers, can you quantify it in some form for us in terms of, what is it that currently India gains, from the overall export market, and where can they take it higher up to?
Yes. You see, Bangladesh problem is, they don't have any raw material. They do import of maximum raw material like cotton, yarn, etc. Only benefit to the China, Bangladesh, is their labor is cheap and power is cheap. But now after this new power policy has come, lot of Indian mills also, they are also having captive power. So our power also is comparable with Bangladesh, and our quality and quantity what we can offer, that will be, and the consistency will be there from the India. So I think lot of buyers will shift from Bangladesh to India. As far as cotton is concerned, the rate difference between ICE and Indian cotton, we are now, as on today, ICE future is at 68 cent, which is around 46,000, and Indian cotton is at 57,000. But ICE cotton future is of December month, and this future is only of 26.5 mm, which is a short staple. And against that, our Indian cotton rate is 29 mm, which is much superior cotton. If we have to compare anything with the Indian cotton, we have to compare Cotlook index, which is around 80 cent. And if we add 11% import duty, still our Indian cotton is cheap and best. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Ganatra, for joining us today and giving us all those details. So largely it's positive for the Indian garment industry. The cotton industry does not get impacted too much. The yarn industry may be a bit of a negative because the exports to Bangladesh could be impacted. TVS Motor